So I failed so hard. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. So I failed so hard. Like so hard at the BookTubeathon. I'm gonna link my video for it below, but like I set out to read 7 books in the 7 days, which was part of one of the challenges. And I just like, I failed like you wouldn't believe. But I did read 3 books. So, I mean, like, that's better than nothing. The first one I got through was Breakfast at Tiffany's, and it had other short stories too. And I guess you were supposed to watch the movie as well, which I failed at. I did not do that. But Breakfast at Tiffany's was great. I mean, like, I obviously know the story because I've seen the movie. And then I actually, like, loved a lot of the other short stories. Like, there's one called A Christmas Memory, which was probably the shortest. And it was like kind of this quirky story about this family that was kind of poor, and it was this older woman and this young boy, and she was like his cousin. And like she was taking care of him, but she was kind of like progressively getting, like she was just getting older and like not quite as lucid as she used to be. So he got sent away, and like it was just like really sweet. In the end she like died. It was like really sweet and sad, and like like that was probably like my favorite story. It was the last one. It made me cry so hard. I also read Going Vintage. I got through this, and it was about that girl who like I said in the other video, her boyfriend like cheats on her with like this online girlfriend, and so she decides to like cut out technology. And I really liked it. It was sweet. The ending, like it was kind of like interesting to see how like technology kind of connects everybody, so it's really hard to like totally cut it out right now, but like it was like really, it was like, you know, it was definitely like a little bit thin story wise, but and like it was kind of like a lot of obvious things, like her grandmother had this secret the whole time. She was being really shady, and then the secret, I don't know if you're gonna read this, but spoiler, the secret ended up being that she like had a baby really young and gave it away for adoption, and then like it's been like haunting her since. But you know, it was like a sweet story, and in the end, like she kind of had this like love interest throughout the book, but in the end she kind of decided she needed to be by herself, and I kind of liked that ending. I thought that was like a nice, sweet ending. And then the last book I got through was called Popular by Alyssa Grosso, and this was actually so much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, it was basically, it's this girl Hamilton, and she is like, it's senior year, and she's like freaking out about the start of a new year, and like the whole first half it like was sectioned off as like the clique, and it's like her and like her 4 best friends at school, and like they each get like their own chapter. And then all of this, and like it was kind of like, it was actually really well done, and I did not understand what was happening. But like, so basically like she has this boyfriend who like nobody gets, and like throughout the book he's like all of a sudden like kissing these other girls and like going after them when it was their chapters. And I was like, there has got to be something going on. Like, what the hell is up with this guy? Like, what is going on? And then at the end of like the first half, where it's all about like the clique, they like one of the girls like asks this guy to prom who's not Hamilton, like his girlfriend. And then she like runs out because he was like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? And then at the very end of that section, like this girl comes running out, and everyone's calling her Hamilton. It was like really weird. And then we find out she has dissociative identity disorder, and like how all these girls in the clique were like made up in her mind. And it was pretty good. Like, it was pretty crazy, and it was actually really satisfying. Like, kind of in like the beginning, you're like, this is a little vapid, I don't know, but like as it goes on, like it's really good. So I highly recommend that book. So this week I'm just gonna stick to one book. So I wanted to read another book that I meant to read this past week, and it was called Poisoned Hearts. It was like my my book, like the bind, the pretty bind or whatever. I like wanted to read this, but I've always wanted to read one of these books, and I'm literally on page like 2, I think, or on page 11. I started to read it, and it's like, it's not for me. Like, I already know it. I can't get through it. Like, even like in the first chapter, like, it cracks me up. Like this, like, it's this about this woman who's like a detective, and like I literally earmarked it because I was like, I friggin' can't. Like this, she has this like companion, Dirk, and Dirk hated grocery shopping nearly as much as he hated watching soap operas and chick flicks or listening to female prattle. And in his opinion, any discussion that didn't revolve around sports or things police related constituted female prattle. Like, what? Like, I can't. And then it kind of like says stuff like that again. Like I think there's like this part where it's like, Savannah knew how to handle men like Dirk, and like I was just like, I can't. Like, I'm out. Like, maybe it's part of the charm of it, or maybe there's something else going on to make that like make more sense, but I can't. So instead, I'm gonna read Size 12 is Not Fat, Meg Cabot. I've always wanted, I feel like she wrote like Princess Diaries, and this is more like an adult book. And I enjoyed Princess Diaries when I was little, so, and I kind of like wanted to read something like this about like more positive body image, and I think it might be like a better choice for me this week. So this week I'm reading Meg Cabot, Size 12 is Not Fat. If you want to read along with me, I'd love that. And as always, if you have any suggestions for books you think I would love, please put that in the comments. And also, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm posting new videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and possibly more if I'm feeling really ambitious and productive. That's it. Thanks, guys.